Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Night Talks. I'm your host, Cassie P, and I'm accompanied here with my two co-hosts, Lindsey and Ashley. And we just want to thank you all so much for joining us on this Monday night. On this show, we'll discuss life, relationships, and college. We'll give some advice, and we might even play a few games. All this and more coming your way from Night Talks on WLJS 91.9 FM. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Night Talks. First, we're going to start off with our question of the day. So, our question of the day is, would you consider yourself to be a person led by logic or emotion? Which one of you want to start off first?
I guess I'll go first. I consider myself to be more logical.
Really?
Really.
Interesting.
Why? Do y'all disagree?
No.
Okay.
I think you are more logical. I think you hesitate to show your emotion a lot of the time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but also I feel like,
Yeah,
maybe you think about it sometimes a little bit too much, what should I, how should I say that I feel? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Not necessarily in a bad way, but yeah.
No, I completely agree. That's what I was going to say. But
yeah. If you're anything like your brother, which you guys are twins, not identical twins, fraternal twins, but, you guys do have some similarities. And I will say, to me, that's one of the things that you guys are kind of similar on is your thinking. I feel like you're both kind of more logical thinkers versus emotional.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. What about you, Ashley?
I'm definitely more emotional.
Yeah.
I'm much more impulsive. And sometimes, most of the time, if it's a situation where I need to sit there and think about it, I will, But if there's high emotions involved and stuff like that, I am very impulsive and I will act on the first thing that I feel.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I try not to be that way, but if I'm being honest, I think that I'm more of the emotionally led type, kind of like you. I'm also logical too. I do have a very logical side because a lot of times, I think we've talked about how I overthink, and I think, do you guys overthink too?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. No, listen, I honestly would have pegged you as maybe a little bit more logical person because really not in the emotional sense.
Yeah.
But take building our shelf with the apartment and stuff like that. You were the one okay, I'm gonna figure this out, and had
yeah.
So you're, I guess, more of a process thinker, and that's what that's how I think of you.
So you know what I call that? I call that more of I'm mechanically minded.
Yeah.
Which I guess you do have to have logic behind that too, clear thinking, and to be able to reason through that type of stuff. But, I feel with overthinking, though, a lot of times the reason I'm overthinking is because I'm trying to make sense of something.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's trying to find reason in it. Mm-hmm. Is that what you do when you overthink?
Yeah.
You're I'm trying to make this make sense right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because it's I wouldn't do that. But so it doesn't make sense. So now I'm going to think about it for the next 5 days. And then,
I can relate.
And, but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm definitely more emotional. All of my impulsive decisions are based solely off of emotion. If I'm really angry, I'm going to do something about it. Or if I'm really sad, I'm going to do something about it. Not let me think about it and then...
What do you do?
If someone made me mad, I'm going to let them know. Oh. Well, not in a bad way, but I feel a lot of people will be that made me mad. But the logical thing to do would to be okay, let's leave that alone. It's okay. I'm just going to process this on my own. No, I'm the type of person that I need to talk to other people to get my, okay, I've got to get this out somehow. I've got to, whatever. So I feel I've got to go straight to the source and be hey, I feel this way and this is why. What's going on? kind of deal. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would involve the confrontation thing, which you said that you can confront people. That's not really... Nursing has made you be able to confront people.
Oh, yeah.
So, I can't do that. If I'm I'm more the type, I might be an emotional thinker, but, like, I'm not always good at sharing my emotions or showing my emotions unless we're really close. And still, even then, I struggle because I don't know why. Even though, like, I know, for example, one of you guys would be there to listen and understand. And we've talked sometimes and, like, shared things and feelings, and we've had conversations like that. But a lot of times, like, my overthinking self wants to be like, or my brain tells me, Cassie, nobody cares. Like, nobody wants to hear about that. Like, get over it. You're literally fine. Like, nobody cares. Like, don't be a burden to them and they don't want to hear about that. But I know, like, for example, Lindsey and I have had conversations about stuff, and it's the opposite. I'm like, no, like, you can talk to me. I want you to know that you can talk to me, and you're not a burden to me, and it's safe. It's safe to talk to me, and I will listen to you, and I'll be here for you. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I know other people are like that too, but for whatever reason, my brain I'm my own worst enemy a lot of times with stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, no. I share the same sentiment for sure. Because, like, especially with crying. I don't like crying in front of other people. And there's, like, very few people I've cried in front of. And, like, Lindsey. I cried in front of Lindsey. Well, not really meaning to, but
you guys kind of trauma bonded when you first met, so we don't have to go into that.
Well, yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, no, like a couple months ago, I did cry in front of Lindsey for the first time, and like I always thought like I don't want to burden you guys for that, but like also like if y'all ever need to talk to me about anything, like I want y'all to, like I don't want you to hold on to that, but like again, I share the same thing as you. Like I don't want to burden you guys with my problems, even though I show up with a new problem every week on a weekly basis at this point.
This is true, but
it is very true.
We are here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for being here for me.
Of course.
And Lindsey. Because you just said that you were.
Yeah. No.
I mean, of course, same for me, but
yeah, we've had plenty of deep talks, the three of us, you know. And
oh yeah. Probably can't even count on one hand.
No.
How many times?
It's just girl talk all the time.
Oh yeah. Kind of like this talk show.
This talk show is girl talk.
It is.
For real.
It's just girl talk the entire time. And that's okay. I love it. I love girl talk.
Yeah. I mean, you are a girl.
And I do talk.
Yes.
And we love talking.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our issue a lot of times.
No, it absolutely is. Like, if this podcast was 5 hours long, like, we wouldn't stop talking. We would just talk the entire time. Everyone would hate it, but, like, we would love it.
Oh, my gosh. It's like that one day that, we're not going to go into detail, but you were telling me that story, updating me about what had happened in your life a couple months back now, probably back in the summertime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you tried to give me a shortened version of that, but I was still sitting there on the floor just being like, what? And my mouth just wide open for like probably 2.5 hours or 2 hours or something. I don't know.
I think I originally was like, well, I'll give you a short version. And then I was like, well, this just deserves
you can't shorten that.
There is no way to shorten that mess. There is just absolutely no way.
It's fine though. It's fine.
Yeah, it was a good conversation.
It was a needed conversation. We needed to get it out.
Because it was something that I like hid from everybody for
I don't know
2 years.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Only like 1 or 2 people knew, and it was by accident. Like I wasn't the one that told them. So it was just like, yeah. Anyways. Long story short, yeah, I felt like that was a nice moment that I could tell you guys that because, yeah. So.
It was a nice moment. Okay, well, now since we've done our question of the day, we're going to move on to our weekly riddle segment. Now, if you guys were listening last week, any of you out there, you know what happened during last week's.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't really go smooth like I needed it to. It didn't really go as planned. So normally how this works is I will have the riddle posted on Twitter and Instagram. I'll let you guys respond, guess it if you want to. Then you have the chance to have a shout out on the show. And I was going through that. I was reading the riddle from last week. That all went smoothly. Then I went to go to the present riddle for the show, for the last week's show. And it wasn't there. It wasn't there.
Just
and I
gone.
couldn't find it. I really don't know what happened,
Just
guys.
disappeared.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I had copied and I had pasted it. But for whatever reason, I think what happened is I have my little outline every week and I kind of will just cut. I will cut out what I need to cut out and I'll delete it. And then I'll paste something in there. Well, I had went down. I think somehow I messed up my copy and paste thing. Mm-hmm. And I thought I didn't, but I did. So, and then guess what? This show right now, it could be Slackers, which was our old podcast, because maybe some of you guys listen to the Slackers podcast. It's still on Spotify.
It's a classic, for sure.
It's before a rebrand.
Yeah,
it was much more unhinged
It
than
was.
this one.
It was. But Slackers was S, and then the LAC was capital because that's our first initials. And I don't know how I came up with that, but and we're slackers because we're college students and deadbeat. No, we're not really deadbeats, but procrastinators. So Slackers podcast. But we had a segment on that show, the very beginning, kind of like now we'll do the question of the day. We kind of had the same question every week, which was, do you guys remember what it was?
How are you slacking?
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, if we were doing that show, I could have answered very easily, well, I'm slacking because I messed up the riddle, and then also I said I was going to post it on Instagram and Twitter, and I didn't post it on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, no.
But guys,
Post.
have no fear, because this week's weekly riddle is here, okay?
It's back.
We got it this time, okay? So I have this riddle, and I can assure you guys that this one will 100% be posted this week. So please, please, please head over to our Instagram and our Twitter account and check it out. But without further ado, this week's weekly riddle is, what is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? I'm going to repeat it one more time. What is the difference between a jeweler and a jailer? Okay, guys, if you think you know the answer, like I said, you can head on over to our Instagram account and our Twitter account. I mean, it's not posted yet, but we'll probably have it up around, I'm trying to shoot for Thursday or Friday. But that's why you need to follow us on the socials, so you can know and you can see when it's posted and you can comment. But our Instagram account is Night Talks Radio Show, all lowercase. That's Night Talks Radio Show. And our Twitter account is Night Talk Show, capital N, capital T, and a capital S. So, anyway, coming up next, we're going to get into our main segment, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And welcome back to Night Talks, everyone. So now, since we've done our question of the day and our weekly riddle, we're going to move on to our main segment. And today, our main topic is myths you may have heard from your parents.
We're going to be the Mythbusters today.
Yeah, call us the Mythbusters. Mythbusters up in here. You know, that's good for October, I guess. It is October now, right? I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's the 2nd. So, we're freshly into October.
Yeah.
Which, thank God. I'm so glad it's October time.
Which I just realized what I said. I said it was Ghostbusters, but we didn't say Ghostbusters. We said Mythbusters.
Honestly, Mythbusters is an October show. It has the same vibes.
Okay, maybe
as October.
Maybe somebody out there heard that and was like, yeah, and not just what does she mean by that? Because
we are busting these myths.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mythbusters, Ghostbusters. They're the same thing.
Sure.
Listen, I'm supporting you right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so first up, we've got chewing gum stays in your stomach for 5 to 7 years. So this is false. Most chewing gum is not digestible, meaning that it will travel through your system in a matter of 2 to 4 days. So,
well, that's very relieving to hear, because as a kid I just didn't care, and like
yeah, we also covered this back on our, was it the second episode that we did? Ashley wasn't there for that one, but we did things we believed as kids. So this was one that kind of came up like that. And I think Lindsey, did
I tell you about the muscadines?
Wait, what do you mean?
The muscadines, or like how I wouldn't like eat the center. I think I did. I told you this.
Did.
I told you this at one time. Okay, listen, the chewing gum never bothered me, but it was the seed one. This is where you eat seeds, like it's gonna
the
grow.
watermelon seeds and stuff. Oh, okay.
Except with watermelon seeds. But I had a problem with like muscadine seeds. Like I would always. Okay, you ever had a muscadine?
No, I've had. Well,
like it's this thick like skin, right? And then the center is like really like gooey, like honestly a little bit like slime. Like y'all wouldn't like it.
Disgusting bites.
I simply loves like the skin, so I would peel off.
Ew. Okay, sorry. I need to refrain.
Wait, I like muscadine wine though.
I don't know.
So like maybe I'll like muscadines. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Maybe you do.
I'm like kind of shocked that I've never had a muscadine, but anyways.
I would peel off the skin, and like I absolutely hated like the center was okay, like I would eat it, but like eating around the seeds was like terrible, because I was like, yeah, that's, if I swallow that, like it's just gonna grow, and like I don't want muscadines. But yeah, I didn't like the texture. I like the taste of the center, but I didn't really like eating the center, if that makes sense. Ew. But yeah. So that one was a big like one for me as a kid. But with the chewing gum, like honestly I didn't really care. I was like,
I didn't either. I was like, I mean, if I swallow it, like, or like, like when you're in school and you're like not supposed to have gum and you chew it anyways, I mean at that point like you just have to swallow it.
Yeah.
So I was never afraid.
I was like, well, it'll be gone in like 5 years, like I'll be fine.
We hope.
Yeah. Just, if I chew gum every day, it's gonna eventually dissolve.
You know what? If that's what takes me out, it is what it is. I had my fun.
Exactly.
Well, I think that I did believe this, but then as I got older, my parents were kind of just like, no, it's not going to do anything. Like, you're literally fine. And then I was like so shook. I was like, what? I'm going to be okay? And then like I can swallow gum? And then Mom's like, yeah, you should be fine as long as you're just not, swallowing a bunch of gum. Like, you should be okay. And she was right. She was right about that. So I guess it wasn't my mom or my dad who told me that it would stay. I don't know who I originally heard this from, because this is something that parents normally tell you, but I don't think my parents told me this. I think maybe I heard it in school or something like that that was probably from one of the kids.
Probably, yeah. I think like maybe the theory behind this is like if you choke on gum or something, it might be hard to dislodge. So they're like, hey,
maybe
don't do that.
Don't swallow it.
Yeah. But also at the same time, like, gum is kind of like not, it's smaller than your esophagus. Like, so maybe not, I don't know. I just like made that up.
Instead of busting the myths,
No.
we're going to create our own.
We're creating, okay, this is actually us creating our own myths.
Yeah. This is myths from Ashley, Lindsey, and Cassie today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what
New
this
myths.
just turned into? But it's okay. We'll make our own list, and you guys can bust them for us.
Okay, so the second one is wait an hour after eating before you go swimming to prevent cramping.
Okay.
Wait, what does it say underneath that?
It says it is possible to feel tired and fatigued after overeating, so maybe avoid swimming. But not that
eating is going to directly cause you to cramp up when you go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely told that when I was little, but it was never by my parents. I think it was more of a grandparent thing. They told me that, but I never particularly believed it because, like, my grandmother had a house on the lake in Cedar Bluff, and, like, I'm at the lake house. I'm going to eat some chips and then hop in the lake.
Exactly.
And, like, I never had any issues. But then, like, you know, I would hear my grandfather be like, oh, like, wait 30 minutes before you get in the water. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't think my parents, once again, I don't think that they're the ones who told me this. I definitely heard it, but I think maybe it was more from, like, other kids' parents. If I would go swimming at their house or something like that. But I really don't remember my parents actually telling me that.
You know, this is so funny because my parents probably told me all of these.
Oh, I believe it.
I could see your mom telling you all of these.
Hi, Deborah, if you're watching.
Love you,
Debbie.
But yes, because I've been told like every one of these so far.
Yeah.
All two of them.
I've heard them. Once again, don't know if it's been from my parents' mouth, but other people's. And do you guys remember too, like, when you go swimming, you just work up just
such an appetite.
Yeah, such an appetite, and you just expend all that energy, and you're just so you know, you're just ready. You're like, sandwich, I'm gonna tear that up, son. You're like, that sounds so good.
I'm gonna make me a peanut butter and jelly right now.
And you just have some, you know, like you said, your grandma or something just makes you one, and they're just sitting out by the pool waiting for you, and you just get some, and you get some chips, and you're just like, wow, this is a gourmet meal right here.
With some Doritos.
Oh, yeah.
Doritos with like a homemade sandwich is like, I want one I want some right now. Actually, no, I'm talking about it.
To be honest, they probably told me that. So they know they had at least 30 minutes before I almost drowned again. Like, or just tried to jump in the water like by myself, because I've been known to do that on multiple occasions. So they were probably like, yeah, Lindsay, like, if you swim right after you eat, you're definitely going to cramp up and you're going to drown. It's probably so they got 30 minutes
I mean,
of
it
rest.
sounds like you were going to drown either way.
I mean, I guess that's...
I mean...
Oh, my gosh. Lindsay.
No. There's one notable occasion that I lost my glasses because we were, I forgot what lake it was. But yeah, I was so excited to jump in the lake. I just jumped right in with my glasses on, and I didn't even notice, and then suddenly they were gone.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, that's okay. That was just me.
I mean, you got a new pair since then.
I mean, yeah, I got a new pair then, so all good.
It's okay.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's...
But you know what? This reminds me of one that's not on here that I need to discuss.
Okay.
So, has your parents ever told you that if you get in the shower in the middle of a storm or something like that, then you're going to get electrocuted?
No.
Or something like that?
Well, okay. The thing about lightning is it's attracted to water.
Yeah.
So, I once again, I don't know that I heard that from my parents. Maybe one of the grandparents thing, like Ashley has said. But... I mean, I don't think my parents told me that one, but I had definitely, that's one of those that I've heard too. And I was always paranoid. I was like, no, I'm not going to get in the shower. And also I was scared like the electricity might go out, and then I'm just going to be in like the pitch black, just like honestly, water on me, like, ah!
That's scarier than like getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
Right? That actually happened to me before.
The power went out?
The power went out briefly, and I was like, guys,
help.
I was like, what's going on?
Did you at least like remember to bring a towel in the bathroom?
I did. You know, I just didn't have my phone.
That's good.
So
there's been many a time where I've just completely forgotten and just been like, okay, I'm about to have to like plan this out, like what's going on, because my house, we have 5 people in there, and it's just like a single story house. I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's a small house, but I wouldn't say it's a big house either. Like, you're very much, you know, susceptible to running into someone when you're running out of the bathroom to get a towel.
Is there like just one bathroom, or is there 2?
Well, there's 2, but the other one's in the master bedroom.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so like the one, it's like the master bedroom, and then the bathroom in there, and then my sister's bedroom, bathroom. Like that everyone uses, kind of. And then the towels were in like this little closet, like in between the master and my sister's bedroom. Mm-hmm. So like you had multiple people that you might run into during that time. Yeah.
Well, I asked that because I've always like, I don't know, I feel like that was fake. I was like, they're making that up. Even though like I truly use caution. If there's I try to get in the shower before a swim. I was like, they're making it up. Like they gotta be. But no, CDC.gov says CDC.gov says, in fact, about 1/3 of lightning strikes injuries occur indoors. So I guess I will not be taking a shower.
Well, you know that the lightning can affect stuff indoors because you've heard of like stuff like this, the electrical outlets and stuff. Well, that's why there's the power surge, or the, what is it called?
Surge protectors.
Yeah, the surge protectors, because there can be a power surge and then it can just kill a bunch of your stuff. And then imagine if it just shocked you.
Well, I can imagine, but I was like, I don't know. I guess I just never really thought it through, and like it made sense. But yeah.
Guys,
I thought that was funny.
This is kind of off topic. Is it cold in here in this room? Is it extra cold?
It's normal cold.
Okay. Well, I'm freezing cold. Okay, that was off topic. I just had to ask. It's really cold in here, guys.
It's like, I don't know. It's as cold as it was the last few times, I think.
They have to keep it really cool because of all the equipment and stuff like that, so it can run properly. So
that's a nice fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact for the day,
That
guys.
was very random, but I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
freezing. Okay. Do you have the
next one?
Next one.
We only use 10% of our brain. And it says below, false. Well, studies of brain activity have provided no evidence that only 10% of the brain is used. Now, guys, I've never understood this one. What do you mean we only use 10% of our brain?
Yeah, because, I mean, hasn't there been studies done now with people where they do brain scans and they'll see like different things will make different parts of your brain light up? So how does that make sense?
It doesn't. And I mean, if you think back to like back in the day when people were doing lobotomies and stuff like that, and then people were acting completely different after taking out itty bitty piece of the brain. I mean, you know, every part of your brain is really important to how you function and everything. So I've never understood that one. I've heard it though, but I've never I've always just been like, that doesn't make sense, because if you've ever studied the brain and like how it works, you have different section of the brain for different things. Like this area right here is like your temporal lobe, and that's for like auditory things. Right. Back here is your occipital, and that's for like seeing and vision. Up here's your frontal lobe, and this is for thinking, I think. Yeah. And then I think up here's parietal. I don't know. You might want to Google that one. Don't take my word for it. But anyway, like we use different.
I mean, you're
parts of the
also
brain.
saying here, and then people can't see this yet.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, guys. You can't see this yet. But like, go watch the video on YouTube, and you'll see where I'm pointing, and you'll have
our
a free
YouTube channel is Night Talks Radio Show. Also, yes, go to our Instagram account, because our Instagram account is Night Talks Radio Show, all lowercase, and we have all of our links to everything there, so you can find it really easy. Because a lot of times YouTube is not very friendly to new channels. You can't really find us if you just search Night Talks on YouTube. So it's a lot easier if you go to our Instagram account and then click on the link in our bio, and that is Night Talks Radio Show.
See, I was just trying to sneak a little promo in there. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. You can always sneak a little promo in there, girl.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. I just know Jennifer Lawrence made a wonderful movie.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
She was like, oh, I'm using 100% of my brain, and then I don't remember what happened.
Yeah,
something crazy happened.
It was like, well, it's like the episode of 100, apparently, you know, when she's everything and everywhere.
Wait, what movie?
I've only seen the first season.
I was about to say, you have to ask Cassie. There was something about that.
The 100?
The 100.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all a flash in my mind, because
Flash.
I binge watched that show, and I remember, Lindsey, what season did you get to?
It was supposed to be our show. But no, and then
you and Ashley, or me and you?
No, me and you were going to watch it together.
Yeah, and then I lost you because you lost interest in it.
I did not. I just didn't have time to watch it.
No, you did. You did, because then on your own, you ended up telling me. I was like, oh, I'm on this. And I was like, what are you on? And then you were just like, oh, well, I kind of just got bored with it. I kind of got uninterested. And honestly, I don't remember what season you got to.
I think it was like 3 or 4, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, I'm on season 6, so.
The first season was so good. And I remember Lindsey was the one that got me watching it, because you were playing it. And I remember you saying that how it was your and Cassie's show, like you were supposed to be watching this together or whatever. and then I sat down and watched it with you. And I swear to God, we watched like, 5 episodes in one night, and I was like, I have to keep watching this. So I did. I finished it. First season, amazing. Loved it. I got to the second season, got 3 episodes in, and I was like, yeah, never mind. This isn't interesting anymore. I don't know why, but like wherever they went, I don't even know where they went. They went to some place where like they couldn't go outside or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And like
the mountain.
Yeah, the mountain people. And I don't know why, but like I just like it wasn't interesting.
Actually, I may have not gotten season 4. It may have just been like at the beginning of season 3. So yeah, I don't know. Then Cassie told me all about it, so I was like, oh, okay.
The ending was so weird. It was so weird. I was just like, what is going on with this show? I don't know. And then I don't know how to feel. You ever watch a movie and then you walk out of the theaters and you're just looking around and you just don't feel like life is real anymore? You're like, what is life?
Yeah.
After this movie, and you're just like, what is this world that I'm living in?
After watching Breaking Dawn Part 2. And they threw that plot twist in there.
Oh yeah. No. Oh man.
Everybody was upset.
I didn't think I was gonna ever live that down at that moment.
My mom was like, that wasn't in the book.
Oh. Okay.
I just remember like the theater like screaming.
Same.
And then like I was going through. I think I went through like the 7 stages of grief. Like
The 7?
Is it 5? It's 5. The 5 stages of grief.
But there was an extra 2 for that.
Exactly. There's an extra 2 for that one.
Well, I mean, Lindsey is one of those types that like reacts in the movie theaters like as if the people that created the movie are just sitting back there watching the audience's reaction. Because we went and saw, what was it?
It was Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, we went and saw that. Oh my gosh, and it was a premiere, and everybody's just like, what?
Okay, but people get into Avengers. I've never seen such a thing in my entire life.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, Lindsey was one of them, and she's just over here like once again just like crying and then laughing and then just like oh yeah, and then just smiling at me so big, and I'm just like, yeah. At this point,
It's so great.
and at this point, I barely knew Lindsey.
You know what's so funny? That was also No, that wasn't the first meeting, but it was like maybe the second time I saw her.
Oh yeah. And I was like, just me and Alex are just looking at each other like
she's really into this.
Yeah.
Hey, no, like I don't even remember the first Marvel movie I went and saw in theaters, but like I was sentient at this point in time. Like this is the first one I remember. And like I didn't know that you were supposed to stay after the credits, and I don't even remember who I was with. But I started getting up to leave, and they're like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "The movie's off. Like the credits are on. Like what are you doing?" And they're like, "We have to stay. Like we have to stay. There's something coming." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, no. And then like half of the theater stayed. I did not understand.
a lot of movies they do that, and they have that little part at the end that you
Oh yeah.
need to watch.
That is true. But like for some reason, like with Marvel, it's like
Oh, it's important.
It was like their thing, yeah.
Yeah.
They put like a little teaser at the end of the movie. It's like their thing.
that's what it was. It was a little teaser for the next big thing that got coming on.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so confused because y'all said something about a Jennifer Lawrence movie earlier, and I still don't know what it was.
Let me look up and see what movie it is.
What did she say?
Okay, so there was a Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Okay.
And she was like, she had like superpowers or something. And I don't remember how she gained these powers or what, but like it had to do something with the percentage of her brain. So like, like at 10% she was like normal, and then like her brain like kept increasing to 100%. Then she became like
I remember it had something. Okay, no, I remember it was like her boyfriend. Okay, it was some type of drug that made you like use your brain, like more percent of your brain or whatever. Except like I guess the people didn't know that, and then like she got hooked by her criminal boyfriend or whatever that she didn't know was a criminal until like taking the drugs like across something. Like she was like a drug mule basically.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, like against her will, and then like somehow she digested this, and then she just started like gaining more percentage like of her brain, and as that happened, she like gained more powers.
Sounds weird.
All right. So this movie is named Lucy, and
Yes.
it's not J-Law. It's Scarlett Johansson.
Oh my god.
But
I was about to
You know
say, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You know what?
Scarlett Johansson. Sorry, Scarlett.
So why did
Yeah.
you guys both think that it was Jennifer Lawrence?
She said Jennifer Lawrence, and I just
I mean,
went with
Jennifer
it.
Lawrence, I know her for The Hunger Games.
Yeah. I mean, she's, you know,
Iconic.
Silver Linings Playbook was also a good one.
Well,
I didn't see that one.
sorry,
Oh,
Scarlett Johansson. Just
sorry, Scarlett.
I did like that movie at one point, but apparently I thought it was.
I mean, I saw
J-Lo.
it in movie theaters, and that's the first and last time I saw it, and that was in 2014. so,
I probably saw it in like 2015.
so that was like,
yeah.
almost 10 years ago. Anyways.
Anyway,
Sorry, Scarlett.
So, should we move on to the next myth?
Might as well.
The next one is sitting too close to the TV will make you go blind. So this is false. Televisions and other devices emit such low radiation levels that they have little effect on the body. However, staring at the same thing for a long period of time can cause the eye muscles to fatigue, thereby affecting vision. But there has been no proof this causes long-term damage.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
I mean, I've heard that one, but again.
That is one that my parents did tell me. Because as a little kid, you want to get up there and you want to sit in front of the TV and you just want to stare at or stand in front of it and just right in front of your face and
Yeah.
just stare at it. And they're like, you need to back away from the TV. It's going to make you go blind.
Or like, it'll rot your brain.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
I was definitely told that one once again by
Yeah.
my parents.
That was a grandparent thing for me,
Because-
I think.
I think honestly part of it was because like my contact prescription changes every year. So
You mentioned that.
so you can imagine when I was younger, I was trying to get as close as I can.
Yeah.
But they were like, yeah, you're gonna go blind, and I was like, well,
I mean, at this point.
I was about to say
Wait, actually,
What?
you don't wear glasses or contacts, do you?
Well.
Oh, wait,
I'm
you're supposed to?
Yeah, I'm technically supposed to when I'm driving because, okay, so this eye, she's totally fine. But if I cover this eye and I look like I can't, let's see, what's something? I can't read anything that's on that from over here.
Ooh, that's
on
bad.
that screen. Yeah, I can't read whatever's on that. I mean, I can read. That's big, though. So it's my left eye. I don't know why, but I'm like nearsighted in this eye. But
Wow.
it affects my depth perception for some reason. I don't know. That's what the eye doctor said. So they gave me glasses, and like this frame was like clearer than this one was the prescription one, and I lost it. I lost those glasses. I mean, you remember I used to wear those glasses. I lost them our freshman year of college, and I have not seen them
Aw.
since. But I have been driving since then, and it's been fine.
yeah.
Shh, we won't tell anyone.
Listen, I have done a lot of things. I've put in IVs, did a bunch of other things without my glasses, so on.
Yeah.
So I think my body has just adapted.
Adjusted.
Probably.
Yeah.
At this point, probably. But, I mean, honestly, I just started thinking about it, and I was like, I've never seen you wearing glasses before. I feel like I could see you. Like, a lot of girls, you know, they'll put them on at night and just be walking around in their little, like, pajamas or their lounge wear. And, like, I feel like I would have seen you doing that at some point. And I can picture it. But, like, thank you all for watching this episode of Night Talks. If you'd like to listen to the rest, you can head on over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. The links are provided in our bio.